Sir, ready, sir. Ready. అందుకే నేను చిరులు రాయ సార్ రండి సార్ అందుకే నేను చిరులు రాయ ఇందులో ఉంది సార్ షార్ట్ కట్ పెన్ డ్రైవ్ ఇచ్చాను రాలేదు సిస్టమ్ పెన్ డ్రైవ్ ఉందియా లేదు సరే వాట్సాప్ ఆప్ జాయిన్ చేయి చిరుది దాంట్లో ఉంది మీకు పెట్టుకుంటారు రాలేదు పోతుంది కదా దీనిలో ఉందా సరే లోపల ఏదో ఒకటి మాట్లాడలే ఆ పని చేయండి వదిలే వదిలే నేను పెన్ చేస్తాను దీని ఎక్కడ ఉంది ఇప్పుడు డెస్క్టాప్ మీద ఉంది మిస్ చేసింది ఏది రెండు ఇది ఇదే మాట్లాడండి హలో నమస్కారం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను వస్తుంది ఇది పెన్ ఇది తెచ్చుండా పెట్టు కూర్చో yes good evening all of the students and all of my social family members of teachers. Dear friends, once again good evening all of you. This is very auspicious time for us. WhatsApp down ji, WhatsApp lo. So friends, during the pandemic corona holidays, we are utilizing this time properly, and we are trying ourselves to equip the students with the knowledge of our social studies. I really very much appreciate the APSCERT members because they are all providing a platform for us to interact with the students. It is really appreciable thing on part of our side. In the same time, I really very much grateful to the parents because even though they are facing a lot of pains, that means purchasing a mobile, I mean a smartphone, and insisting their children to involve with the participation of this program. It is really appreciable to the parents also. My dear friends, yes, my dear friends, even teachers of the social studies, they are very much interestingly participating and they are involving, because this is a good task to utilize the opportunity. It is a great service to share the knowledge with the children across the state. So in this connection, I really appreciate our APSSTF members. They are initiating and they are providing the platform. Already we have experienced the first lesson in the social studies. Now it is a part of myself to handle another one lesson. So dear students, see, as a teachers, we have an idea to fruitfully utilize my holidays to spending with you at least a 1 hour every day. You see, my idea is to equipping you with knowledge, not wasting your valuable time. By participating in this program, you may also utilize into a proper manner. That is our idea. And also your parents have also an idea to involving you for not wasting your valuable time by sharing this knowledge. You see, in the earlier we have a slogan we have, that is, an idea can change the life. Students, you remember for whom's slogan it is? It is the slogan of an idea cellular phones. An idea can change the life. You see, at moments, that slogan is very apt for us. An idea can change the life. Dear students, you see, ideas are meant towards the development. Towards the development. What kind of development it is? Development is common. You see, development is common. But the ways we choose are different to reach the goal. To reach the goal. Everybody have their own ideology. Friends, my name is Thigala Venkataya. This is lesson meant for 10th class students. I hope you can understand at present. My lesson is ideas of development. Ideas of development. You see, in this lesson, we are going to acquire the knowledge regarding these concepts. What are the concepts? You see, development promises different people, different goals. Income and other goals. Comparison of different countries or states. Income and other criteria. Public facilities. Human development report. Development as progress over time. So these are all the concepts this lesson covered. So, friends, among these concepts, I would like to divide into two parts. Today we are learning part number 1. That means half of the concepts we are going to cover today. The remaining will be covered tomorrow. You see, already I told, development promises different people, different goals. To reach the goal towards the development, that are different kinds. You see, today's lesson, we are going to learn some of the objectives. Those are, what is the define development. We are going to define the meaning of development and explain different developmental goals of individuals. Describing income and other goals. List the criteria used to compare different countries or states. Explaining income and other criteria. Illustrating public facilities. Interpret development as a progress over time. So these are all the things we are discussing today in today's part. You see, we have aspirations towards the development as a complex. Development is a complex task. Different people have different goals. But the development is common to everybody. In the nation or in the state or in the community, the people have different professions. They are engaging different kinds of professions. But every professional have their own ideology to develop in their own profession. You see, I am asking, what is your goal in your life? As a student, you have to respond. You think your own, of course. There is no possibility to interact with you directly, but I am giving an idea. What is your end goal? What is your goal in life? Each and every should have their own goals. If there is no goal, there is no meaning of your life. Being a student, you must have some goal. You see, doctors have their own goals, teachers have their own goals, lawyers have different kinds of professions existing in our society. Doctor is a profession, teacher is a profession, lawyer, IAS officer, IPS officer, engineer, software engineer, civil engineer. There is a large number of professions, not only from the side of government. Your father, if your father is a farmer, that is also a profession. Your mother is a housewife, that is also a profession. Different kinds of works are there. In this connection, I am asking you, what is your goal? What you want to be in future? Whether you want to be doctor, whether you want to be teacher or lawyer or IAS officer or IPS officer, you have to decide. Then, in the same time, you think, what is the goal of your brother? What is the goal of your cousin? What is your friend's goal? You think like that. Then, you can come to a conclusion, what is your goal? You see, the goal is not only limited for the persons. There are goals for institutions. There are goals for states and nations. There are goals for persons. Even our country has also a goal. What is the goal of country? You see, poor countries are there, developing countries are there, developed countries are there. Developed countries are trying to retain their position. Developing countries' goal is to become a developed country. Poor countries are thinking to be developed. So these are all the goals. For example, you take an institution or an industry or a family. Everybody have goals. But ultimately, the goal is to be developed, to develop. In order to achieve your goal as a student, you have to study hard, appear for various examinations, get good results. Maybe this is your goal. To reach this goal, it's a kind of development. To reach this goal, you are adopting a number of activities because it leads to the development. Similarly, our country also needs to carry over various steps to achieve its goals. Friends, Development promises different people, different goals. Now let me learn about the definition for the development. Development is the systematic use of scientific and technological knowledge to meet specific knowledge and objectives. Development is the systematic use of scientific and technical knowledge to meet specific goals. Here I want to understand, your goal must be specific. Your goal must be a particular. You have to identify what you want to be. You have to think what you want to be. If there is no any goal, there is no meaning of your education. There is no meaning of your journey as a student. So that is why you have to fix your goals. You see, not only getting the rank and acquiring the marks, those are not that is a part in the goal. Acquiring the knowledge is the main goal. Knowledge is a power. Knowledge is a power. We can face any critical situation when we got the knowledge. So that is why here your goal must be specific. In a country, the notion of development or progress differs for different group of people. Development is a notion. Development is nothing but a progress. Development is nothing but a progress. It is an improvement. Okay. So here, one more suggestion from my side, my dear students. You have to get the textbooks from your seniors. Of course, it is very difficult during the pandemic corona period. But better to get textbooks from your seniors and go through the lesson. When you read the lesson, because these textbooks are very helping for you as a self-reading material, self-learning material, because number of exercises are there, number of pictures are there, number of tables are there for understanding easily. So that is why better to read the lesson at once and twice. You try to understanding the concepts given in the textbook. For example, you take, there is a table for us in the textbook itself. In the table, different categories of persons given there. And in the next side, their aspirations. What are the categories of persons and what are the categories of aspirations are there? What are the goals of there? You can understand if you go through the table. You see, landless rural laborers is a categorical person in the community. Landless rural laborers. Rural and urban. This is the things you have to understand. Rural means a village. Urban means cities and etc. Towns, mega cities. These are all comes under the urban areas. Here we are thinking about landless rural laborers. That means they have no land, cultivating land. What is their aspirations? What are their goals? More days of work and better wages. What they are expecting? More days of work and better wages for their daily work. And also they must have a local school providing quality of education. You see, here you want to understanding. Not only the education, the quality of education must be there. There is no social discrimination. Very unfortunately, we are discussing about the discrimination in the societies. SCs, STs, BCs. The society is divided on the basis of castes. Here, the rural labor exploiting This against of the, I mean, no discrimination, social discrimination, should be treated equal to each and every one, poor and rich. This is also a kind of discrimination. So they are thinking like that, Then another category of person, if we come, prosperous farmers. Farmers means a cultivating labor, a cultivating person. Landlord, maybe we think. Prosperous farmers means a landlord. They have also some development goals. They have also some aspirations. They have also some desires. They have some wants. What are that? Assured high family income through higher support prices for their crops and through hard working and cheap laborers. They should be able to settle their children abroad. You think? Friends, you see, that is the goal of a prosperous farmer. How he think? What is his ideology towards the development? You think at once. They are expecting high yieldings in their agriculture, high yieldings. That yieldings must be get high prices, better supporting prices for their crops. Not only that, cheap labor they are expecting. Cheap labor, you see. Because they are the rich persons, they are expecting cheap laboring. And their children should be settled in foreign countries. That is their development goal. You see, in the table, one side they have given categorical person and another side given blank. You have to fill up that because you have given two examples and the remaining blanks you have to fill up because you can think your own because you are the 10th class child, Farmers who depend only on rain for growing crops. They are having land. They may not be the landlords, but they are the owners of the land, but their lands are depending upon the rains. What they are expecting, my dear children? They are expecting seasonal rains, systematic seasonal rains. But nowadays we are unable to expecting the seasonal rains due to environmental situation, environmental problems. We are unable to expecting seasonal rains. That is why even though they are having lands, lack of proper rains, they are unable to getting the crops. But what is their aim? What is their goal? They are expecting seasonal rains for cultivating their lands. And also they are expecting better yieldings, better prices for their crops. Their aims are like that, And another categorical person, if we come, a rural woman from land owning family, a rural woman, rural, urban, the difference must be known, my dear student. A rural woman, that means a village side woman. A land owning family, what is her aspiration? What is her desire towards the development? Everybody's aspirations, everybody's thoughts, everybody's deeds towards the development, that should not be forget. In the same time, you have to fix your own goal and you have to fix your own deeds and actions towards the development. You see, you have to fill that table. A rural woman from land owning family, what her aspirations, what her goal. Their land is there. She is a woman. Women are also participating in the developmental activities from all families. Of course, in some rich families, we may not expect their work. But from the side of middle class families, from the side of poor families, most of the women are participating in the earnings. Along with their husbands, along with their parents, they are all participating to earn the money. That money is meant towards the development. Not only the earning money, even getting education is also a part and partial towards the development. And another categorical person here, urban unemployed youth. Urban, rural, urban. This differentiation must be known. Urban here, that means cities, mega cities, whatever it may be, not village. Here urban unemployed youth, not employed. What is his goal? What is his desire? What is his want? He is expecting employment. What kind of employment he is expecting? Better wages, better salaries, better to lead the better life. He is expecting employment. That employment must be a better wages, along with better wages and some more benefits. Benefits means what here? Paid holidays, weekend holidays. So there are so many connecting with his ideology. A boy from a rich urban family, he is expecting better education. Okay, so you have to fill those gaps to think while thinking. You see, a girl from a rich urban family, this is another categorical person given for us here, A girl from a rich urban family, she gets much freedom as her brother and is able to decide what she wants to do in life. She would like to be able to pursue her studies abroad. You see, that is the goal of a girl from urban family. She is expecting equality along with his brother. There is also a discrimination. In the family also, discrimination is there. Girl children are lower than the boy children. Of course, I may not apply this to all the families in the nation or in the world. But in some families, this kind of discriminations are there. In the most of the families, these discriminations are there. But as a girl, what she is expecting? She is expecting freedom as her brother. That should be keep in mind. She would like to be able to pursue her studies abroad. We have to salute really some of the parents. They are sending their children to the abroad. Not only the abroad, they are allowing their girl children to study in the higher studies. Nowadays, such a kind of knowledge they acquired, my dear friends. You see, a girl from a rich urban family is thinking like that. Her goals are like that. So, another categorical person given is an Adivasi from mining fields. You see, Adivasis. Adivasis means the people who are living in the forests. We call them as a tribes. They have also goals. They have also some ideology towards the development. Everybody's goals, everybody's deeds are meant towards the development. Don't forget that. We have to keep in mind. We must have a goal. We have to create a plan of action towards the development. As a student, you see, as a teacher, I have also a goal. What is my goal? I want to make more and more children to become a knowledgeable ones. I have to give knowledge to the more and more students. I myself enriching by gaining more and more knowledge to equip my children. That is my aim, my goal towards the development. This is also a development. An Adivasi from mining fields. Mining means gold mines are there, coal mines are there, different kinds of minings are there. These are Adivasis. The most of the people are illiterates in Adivasis. Of course, nowadays they are also become literates. But comparatively other communities, they are illiterates, they are unilliterates. They have also goals. What are the goals? They are expecting better wages, because it may not a fixed jobs. That is why they are expecting better wages, better life, better education for their children. Maybe these are all the goals for Adivasis. And person from fishing community in the coastal area. Coastal area means the seaside areas. Our India is covered three sides, seas. From east, Bay of Bengal. From west, Arabian Sea. From south, Indian Ocean. There are three sides of water. One side is land. You can learn in the first lesson itself. Okay, so a person from fishing community, what the goals may be, you have to think and you have to write down there. Fisher communities, what are the what they are thinking? They are getting more and more fishes, and they are getting daily, but a better prices for their catching fishes. So these are all the ideology from the side of fishermen. So now we think a little bit of communities, categorical persons. There are a large number of categorical persons in the society. You think your own and you decide what are their goals. So from the table it is clear that different people have different notions of different developmental progress. Different kinds of categorical persons we we observe in the table, and their developmental goals are different. People generally search for things which are most important for them. You keep in mind that. Sometimes people seek things which are conflicting to their interest. Like a girl wants to equal freedom and opportunity as her brother. Already we have discussed it while observing in the table, while discussing in the table. And her brother expects to share household work. He is very much interested to participate in the household work along with his father and along with his mother. But sometimes our parents are avoiding to participate in their work because based on age and knowledge, they are asking to far away of their works. But we are showing very much interest to participate. Here another example we are discussing. Industrialists need to construction of additional dams in order to get more electricity. That is one of the goals. But such construction is opposed by people in the low living areas, as the construction of dams can them homeless. Narmada Bachao Andolan. Recently, our governments are planning to construct more and more dams, because these dams are multi-uses. You see, while constructing a dam on the rivers, that water is used for cultivation purpose, for drinking purpose, cultivational purpose. While constructing a dam, there is a aim to generate the power. While constructing the dam, there is a fishing will be there, So these are all the aim, multi-purpose aims are there while constructing the dams. But in the same side, some of the defects also there. There may be environmental pollution. Environmental effects are there. A large number of people losing their homes, because most of the tribals who are living in the forests, most of the dams are constructing in the forests. They may lose their homes. They may lose their homes. A large number of acres of the land will filled with the water. The animals may lost their shelter. There are See, benefits are also there along with negative, failures are also there, You see here, comparison of different things include both similarities as well as differences. For example, consider the case of students in a class. Students vary in their heights, health, talents, and interests. You see, if we take school as a unit, a large number of students are there. Their heights are different. Their talents are different. They are getting, knowledge is different. Health conditions are different. You see, a student who is the healthiest might not be studious, and a student who is clever than all might not be friendly. You see, some of the clever students may not mingle with others. They are enjoying to be alone. But a duller student participates in all activities. He is attending all the works set by the teacher. He is participating sports very actively. He is mingling with his friends very actively. So the existing different criteria of the comparison of different purposes, like for choosing a sports team, music team, debate team, based on their interests, based on their ability, the teachers are categorizing and make them sports team, music team, debate team, like that. You see, towards the development, here one more example where let we discuss, a story about KUDANKULAM nuclear project, power project. You see, just we have discussed about some of the projects which are constructing on dams. Here this project is different. Those are meant for agricultural purpose, generating power, which are constructing on rivers. Narmada Dam and Srisailam Dam. A large number of dams are there, Here, this project is entirely different. A story about KUDANKULAM nuclear power project. KUDANKULAM means Tamil Nadu, which is situating. Government of India is set up nuclear power plant in KUDANKULAM at Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu. Tirunelveli district. This is also meant for development, generating more energy, power, which are meant for industries to meet the needs of people of homes. You see, different kinds of powers are there. Power is generating, hydel power is there, and thermal power is there, and this is the nuclear power. Different kinds of powers are there. But to meet the needs of people, a large different kinds of solutions our government is thinking. So, in the KUDANKULAM of Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu, Indian government is set up a nuclear power project. But the people of Tirunelveli are fighting against the government not to establish power plant, nuclear power plant in the Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu, in the KUDANKULAM. There is a conflict raised between the people and the government. Some of the environmentalists also opposed the nuclear power plant in KUDANKULAM because there are bitter experiences from the side of Russia and also Japan. Fukushima power project Fukushima nuclear power plant blasted and a large number of people affected, died, and a lifelong diseases happened to the people there, In the same experience in the Russia also. So based on these experiences, the people are opposed to construct the nuclear power project in the KUDANKULAM. It is a conflict between the government and people. You see, this is the power plant, you can see there. This is the power plant. Of course, the government is convinced the people and environmentalists because they are taking precautions not to blast. There is no any dangerous situation. The most of the precautions the government will take, but based on the earlier experiences, the peoples have their own feelings towards the security. You see, this is the power plant the government constructed there. You see, the people are expressing their against, they are protesting, withdrawn the idea of constructing the power plant there itself. The people in the region have protested on the grounds of safety, security and livelihood. The government has responded that the plant has all the safety measures. You see, the aim of government is providing better facilities, infrastructure facilities. This is also one of the facility, but the people have their own fears towards the safety and security based on the earlier experiences. Even though recently we have experienced in the Visakhapatnam, there is a gas leakage. So these are all the experiences make the people threatening. So that is why they are protesting, they are opposing, they are denying, even though that is a infrastructure facility, because the security problem is main. Of course, government is also thinking towards the security, safety, the people's needs, they are keeping in mind. So that is why as a people we have to think towards the development. It is also a part and partial towards the development to the nation. Different persons can have different developmental goals. So that is the goal of nation. Here another better story is there. You see, read this newspaper report. This is textbook. You may also go through it. You try to understand what is the theme of it. You see, a vessel dumped 500 tons of liquid toxic waste into open air dumps in a city and in the surrounding sea. This happened in a city, Abidjan in Ivory Coast, a country in Africa. The fumes from the highly toxic waste consumed caused nausea, skin rashes, fainting, diarrhea, etc. By going through it, what it tells us, the developed nations are dumping their waste in the undeveloped areas, countries' areas. It leads to the undeveloped nations. They are suffering very lot through the activities of developed nations. This is a kind of discrimination among the nations. So this much of discrimination should be hesitated. We have to criticized. You see, this is the paper cutting from 16 September 2006, The Hindu. We have to think like that. We have to read like the incidents. We have to go through these incidents. We have to think what are the discrimination is going on, how the developed nations are suppressing the undeveloped nation or poor nations. This is a kind of discrimination. You see, and in the same time, let me go for another incident. Income and other goals. Income and other goals. You see, development is connecting with the income. Development. Whoever's development it is. Of course, as a student, your development depends on education. But in the earning persons, as an employee, as a agriculturist, as a industrialist, as an employee in the firm, their aims are different. I mean, they're also, their development is connecting with the income. You see here, even in a case of countries, comparison is carried out with income as its prime attribute. You see, nations are defining which nations are developed nations, which are the developing nations, which are the underdeveloped nations or poor nations. These categories are made based on the income levels, based on the earnings, based on the production of the nation, based on the exports and imports. These are all influencing the income levels of the persons. Higher income countries are more developed than the countries with less income. Higher income countries are more developed than the countries with less income. Total income of a country is in the income of all the residents of the country. That means income of country tells us income of the residents in the nation. The number of families in the country. The income of the family is nothing but the income of the country. Here, a collection of incomes, entire the families in the world, in the country of concern. However, income is not directly the prime feature to compare two countries, since different countries have different population. You see, all the countries are not having equal population. For example, you take China is the highest population in the world. India is the second highest population in the world. When we take Vatican City, 1,000 people are there. Of course, it's a small nation. But in some America, maybe 25 to 30 crores of people. Whereas India, 130 crores of people. Whereas China, 150 crores of people. In some countries, maybe 1 crore people. Likewise, all the countries are not having equal number of population. That is why development or income also differ from country to country based on the income sources, based on the natural availability of natural sources, based on the working capital or based on the working population in the nation. These are all influencing the income of the country. So the income is decided whether it is a developed nation or underdeveloped nation or developing nation. Hence, average income, also called per capita income, is taken into the consideration for comparison of countries. Per capita income, it is a calculation. It's a calculation. In the next part, we will discuss in detail about that. People seeking more income, equal treatment, freedom, security, and respect from others, the recent discrimination, education and knowledge, better opportunities, health, hard work. Already we discussed in the categorical, in the table given in the textbook, what the common man is thinking, what the landless people are thinking. You see, they are expecting better income, equal treatment. Already we discussed there is a discrimination between brother and sister, male and female. That is, of course, that is common in the society. But the girl child or women are expecting equal treatment as men. That should be keep in mind. In the freedom, everybody should given freedom to think their own, to fix their own goals, to reach their goals. They are not expecting any restrictions. And security. You see, now some of the communities in each and every nation, they have no security. They are fighting for equality, they are fighting for security for their lives and respect from others. Respect. These are all the aspirations we have to keep in mind. There isn't discrimination. There is a discrimination among male and female. There is a discrimination rich and poor. There is a discrimination, communal based discrimination in the society. So this should be avoided. This should be condemned. This should be condemned. Education and knowledge, better opportunities, health and hard work. You see, the developed nations or undeveloped nations, there is the categorical, the categories are fixed by the World Bank. The World Bank can decide based on some calculations, based on per capita income, based on the natural resource available in the nation, based on the working capital, based on the working men in the nation. The World Bank can decide how to compare different countries or states. You see there, when we compare different things, they could have similarities as well as differences. There are some similarities, there are some differences. The criterion used in the World Development Report brought out by the World Bank to classify the countries. In the next part, we will discuss in detail. For comparing countries, their income is considered to be one of the most important attributes. Income of the nation. How the income come from to the nation? By imposing different kinds of taxes. As a people, we are purchasing goods and services. So when we purchase some goods, we are directly and indirectly we are paying taxes. Though taxes are income to the nation. And government is establishing some of the industries. They are producing some goods and goods. By selling the goods, the nation is getting some of the income. So likewise, there are a large number of sources are there for the nation. So the World Bank observe all this and they can decide which nation is developed and which nation is not developed. What are the steps to be taken towards the development? Countries with higher income are more developed than other with less income. The income of the country is the income of all the residents of the country. This gives us the total income of the country. However, for comparison between countries, total income is not such a useful measure. Of course, recently some of the economists decide the per capita income itself is not enough to decide whether the country is developed or not. So some more measures they choose to the World Bank and other institutions which are deciding. Since countries have different populations, comparing total income will not tell us what an average person is like to earn. Hence, we compare the average income, which is total income of the country, divided by the total population of the average income, is also called per capita income. Per capita, per head of the family, per head of the nation. It decides. You see, that is the formula we have to keep in mind. The average income itself means the total income of the country is divided by the total population. So then we get the per capita income. The per capita income is the source to decide whether the nation is developed or underdeveloped or not developed or is developing. For classification of countries on development, per capita income is utilized by the World Bank for world. Countries are generally classified high income countries. You see, the World Bank is given this kind of definition, which is the developed country and which is not developed country. You see, this is measured in American United States dollars. 12,600 and above per annum. This is the calculation based on 2012 calculations. The per capita income per annum is a person who is having $12,600 and above. That nation is developed nation. You see, and low income countries, the per capita income is 1035 or less per annum as per the calculations of 2012. Now we are in 2020. This is outdated, of course, but we are deciding based on these calculations. 10 years ago, India is under the category of lower income countries, but now it is under the category of middle income countries. That means developing country. You see this table. This table is given in the textbook. Here, the monthly income of citizens in 2001 in rupees they have given. This is a comparison between two countries. Not mentioned names here. You see, country A and country B. They take 5 persons monthly income. They are calculating average income of the 5 persons. In country A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 persons. 9,500. 10,000. Second person having 10,500. Third person having 9,800. Fourth person 10,000. Fifth person 10,200 in country A. Likewise, country B 500. 1, 2, 3, 4 persons, and fifth person is 48,000%. You see rupees. See, while averaging 10,000 comes for A and B. Average is common, but living conditions are different. You think your own. For which country is suitable for living? You see, will you be happy to live in either of the countries or both countries equally developed? As per the readings, most of us would prefer country A, since country A has more equal distribution of money, that is, people are neither very rich nor extremely poor. That is why country A is suitable for living. My dear friends, you see the map is given here. You see the map. You see the colored. You have to identify which are the nations this color is highlighted color. You have to think Australia, here European countries, US, North America, and here South Africa. You see, the rich countries excluding countries of West Asia and certain other small countries are generally called developed countries. My dear friends, before I would like to conclude the lesson, some of the key concepts in the lesson I would like to highlight. Per capita income. Per capita income is the average income of the people of a country in definite period. Human development. Comparing the countries and reporting development based on the educational levels of people, their health status and per capita income, we can decide the human development. So I would like to allot some of the homework. Write the definition of the words given. You try to go through the textbook, per capita income, and some other words you try to identify and write down. And I would like to give another map work. You try to identify 4 of the Asian countries. My dear students, let we meet tomorrow. Tomorrow, let we continue the same lesson with the remaining concepts: income and other criteria, public facilities, human development report, development as a progress over time. These are the things we discuss tomorrow. My dear friends, and I would like to invite the attention of my social family members, social teachers. Give your feedback for better presentation of tomorrow, my dear friends. Thank you one and all. Yours Tigala Venkataya, senior subject expert. Thank you one and all.
Thank you sir. మన APSCTF క్లాసెస్కి పిలవగానే వచ్చి రెండవ పాఠాన్ని ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియంలో చాలా చక్కగా బోధించారు. తీగల వెంకటయ్య సారు మన చిత్తూరు జిల్లాలో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు. గత సార్ సర్వీస్ మొత్తం కూడా విద్యార్థుల కోసం, ఉపాధ్యాయుల కోసం తన జీవితాన్ని అంకితం చేసినటువంటి వ్యక్తి. మొత్తం ఇంగ్లీష్లోనే చెప్పాలనేటటువంటి తపనతో చాలా చక్కగా ఒక వారం నుంచి ఈ పాఠాన్ని ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకొని చాలా చక్కగా చెప్పారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నెక్స్ట్ రేపు ఇంకా మిగిలినటువంటి కాన్సెప్ట్స్ను కూడా కవర్ చేస్తారు. దయచేసి విద్యార్థులు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని సద్వినియోగం చేసుకొని చక్కగా మీరు అభివృద్ధి పదంలో పయనించాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్.
థ్యాంక్స్
ఎందుకు సార్? అయ్యో
మీ శ్రీమతికి,
అయ్యో
మీ కుమార్
అసలు ఒకటే టెన్షన్ అయిపోయింది.
ఒకసారి చూసి రేపు ఇంట్లో చెప్తాను. మా పాప చాలా ఈగర్గా ఉండింది. ఏమి